In this demo, I'm going to define a new function interface and modify the book interface to use it. In the last demo, I added a function to the book interface named markDamaged. I now want to create an interface for the function and use that instead. I'll add the new interface to the interfaces.ts file and name it DamageLogger. It just needs to define the signature of the function, which will accept a string parameter and return void. Remember that when defining a function interface, you specify the return type by placing a colon rather than an arrow after the parameter list. That's all there is to it. I can now change the type of the markDamaged function on the book interface to be of type DamageLogger. I'm also now free to export this interface and use it completely independent of the book interface. To do that, I'll just add it to the list of exports from this module. I'll go back to app.ts and jump to the top of the file and import the new interface. Since it's exported from the same module as the book interface, I can just add it as another import in the list right after book. I'll jump down to the end of the file so we can test the changes. Since the DamageLogger interface defines the same signature on the book interface, the implementation currently on the myBook variable should still work. Just to prove that, I'm going to modify the reason for the damage and run the code again. The new reason is correctly displayed in the console. I now want to write a quick example that uses the DamageLogger interface independent of the book interface. I'm going to comment out these couple of lines of code. I'll declare a new variable named logDamage that is of type DamageLogger. TypeScript now knows that the variable will contain a function and it knows the signature the function must have, but not the implementation. I have to provide that. I'm going to assign it an arrow function that is just slightly different from the implementation I used on the myBook variable. It will log the string DamageReported followed by the reason passed to the function. I then use the variable to invoke the function by passing a string parameter inside parentheses like any other function call. I'll run the code and we again see the expected output in the console. Let's now see how to extend smaller interfaces and compose them into larger interfaces.